All praises to Yahweh. All praises to Yahweh Shai. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. And double honors to the elders who gave us this understanding. I'm your brother Yakanan, back at you with another lesson. And it's just as stated. Bill Gates bought 269,000 acres of land, and he didn't do it for nothing. He did it because he knew what was coming. All right. So basically, they want to give us plant food and phase out all meat farming, and beef, poultry, all that. They want to stop processing it. Okay. All right. But let's get into this video.
What they're doing is that they're expanding a program that's actually going to be paying farmers to leave their land fallow. And they said this is a government-wide effort to cut greenhouse gas emissions in half by 2030. So yes, this is a part of the initiative, and it said it's going to be incentivizing farmers to take land out of production by raising rental rates and incentive payments. So they're going to be paying them more than the land is worth to have them stop using the land to produce food. Now, the Conservation Reserve Program was actually created back in 1985, quote. Now, I saw another video recently that said that they're actually resorting to paying farmers to destroy the crops, to destroy the food that was already produced, and they're paying them for the food as long as they destroy it.
So me and my coworker got talking today, and something came up that I didn't really think about when my dad mentioned it to me. He's worked in the agriculture industry for over 40 years. This year, farmers are being offered 1.5 times the value of their crops to destroy them. They're also being told by the federal government they will not receive subsidies for farming if they refuse to destroy their crops. What does that mean? That means that the farmer cannot afford to provide you with food based upon the taxes the government is levying on him if the government doesn't in turn give him back his tax money to provide you with food. They're not going to subsidize them if they don't destroy the crops. They'll pay them more than what it's worth, and they want them to destroy it, and they'll still get their subsidies. They're trying to create a food shortage. We've got 8 months to get our own food supply. We're probably going to be facing mass starvation. Good luck.
Now, there are discussions to make this mandatory, and
America's love affair with chicken is leading to shortages now across the country, much of it being fueled by the chicken sandwich craze at fast food chains. Restaurants such as KFC and Bojangles say they are having a hard time keeping up with that soaring demand. It's not just chicken sandwiches, by the way, chicken wings flying off the shelves. Get it? Thank you, Al. Experts say February's massive winter storm in Texas also contributed to gaps in the supply chain.
Dinner plans. If on GMA, and a look at your dinner plans. If they include chicken, you're not alone, and that's part of the problem. ABC's Deirdre Bolton joins us to explain.
This morning, from sandwiches to tenders to nuggets to wings, some Americans are having a tough time finding their favorite meal.
It's kind of a crapshoot to see if they show up or not. You may order 10 cases, they may send 3. They may send none.
We're getting about 2/3 of what we typically would order. There's some days our food reps will call us and they say we might not be able to get you anything.
Some analysts blame COVID for an apparent chicken supply shortage. The pandemic caused poultry plants to reduce staff. The virus also made people stay home, and lots of Americans ordered comfort food, such as wings, for delivery.
What happened is we didn't have optimal chicken distribution. Some chicken was in some parts of the world. It needed to be in other parts of the world. We just couldn't move it around.
Add to those factors a bad winter and power outages in major poultry producing states like Texas and Arkansas, according to the National Chicken Council. And you have the perfect storm.
We're closing throughout the day because we didn't have enough chicken to stay open.
Local farmers noticing the chicken frenzy firsthand.
We currently don't have any commercial poultry producers in New Hampshire. So the demand for chicken really increased on the local farmers.
Some say the chicken craze started pre-pandemic.
That crispy chicken on toasted brioche is like,
when there were lines around the block and a sold-out Popeye sandwich in 2019. Other fast food chains jumping on the chicken bandwagon. McDonald's, known for its beefy Big Macs, now says chicken is selling beyond expectations. Colonel Sanders also launching a new fried chicken sandwich, with KFC seeing sales surge.
21. So just 2 weeks ago, we had a gas shortage and a cyber attack on the gas line pipeline. Okay, so they say. But anyway, it caused a frenzy, and people frantically went and bought gas, and we were running out. Okay, and due to the they say the lack of truckers, they couldn't keep up for a little bit there, and that lasted about a week. Now 6/1/21, June the 1st, we got another cyber attack on a major meat production company, JBS. Now let's take a look at this, because we already have a shortage in, mind you, in chicken that is produced. We have a shortage in chicken production, and a lot of the, in the last video that I had showed you was the crops are being destroyed on purpose by the farmers, and they are causing a famine. Okay, so all of this I'm bringing to you as a watchman for Israel, because we're here at the end. They're forcing the famine. The supply chains are breaking down. Far as your lumber is going sky high for building houses. Your cars, they stop production in making cars. So a lot of the dealers are trying to get a lot of trade-ins, offer incentives for trade-ins. So America's finished. Okay, they have a whole nother agenda in mind, and it's called New World Order. Okay, and the dollar is gonna crash eventually. They're pushing for that. Just this week they asked for new stimulus checks. Okay, in which the money printing is causing the inflation. So you combine all of those together that I just mentioned, and you got great tribulation. We're already in a depression as it is, with the prices going up and up every day. But let's look at this video about this hack, and stay tuned.
Meantime, I guarantee you didn't see this story around today. The largest meat processing plant in the country is shut down. Now, they've got 47 different facilities around the country, and they, just today alone, were supposed to process 8,500 head of cattle and 6,500 sheep. But a cyber attack has meant that these operations have been closed down. There are more than 10,000 workers who work for JBS, and they work in Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, South Australia, Tasmania, Western Australia, put simply, all over the country. Now, this is a cyber attack, and the Agriculture Minister said this today about a cyber attack that has closed down something that you will notice if you are, like me, a meat eater in the next couple of days. You can't have 8,500 head of cattle and 6,500 sheep not going through the system before the rest of us will notice. It'll mean we'll end up paying more for meat. There's a set process in which cyber attacks are handled, and we're working with the company impacted. We're hoping that it won't be long. It's not only the workers who are impacted from the flow-on industries, like truck drivers as well. Because here's the deal. Because of the working arrangements of the people who work in these meat processing factories, guess what? No work, no money. Exactly like the situation that's happening because of the lockdown, of the over-the-top nature of the Victorian government. The union movement saying this today about these workers. Remember, 10,000 of them. The meat and the sandwich is the concerted effort against Australian business and the workers that suffer as a result of the shutdown. Absolutely. So watch your space. Your meat might cost a lot more, but more importantly, a lot of people might be out of work sooner rather than later because of a cyber attack. From where? We'll tell you tomorrow night.
Good morning. And this facility employs some 1,200 people, and they process about 10,000 hogs each day. But this morning, some of those employees will be showing up late, and that is due to that cybersecurity attack. This Louisville facility posted on its Facebook page just a few hours ago saying that some employees from 2 different departments will need to report to work 3 hours later today because of IT systems being down following that cyber attack. JBS, which processes beef, pork, and other prepared foods, says it has suspended all affected systems and notified the authorities. The company says the attack may delay certain transactions with customers and some of its suppliers. And you may remember just last month, Colonial Pipeline was hit with a cyber attack that caused panic buying, triggering a fuel shortage. And that's now the concern with the country's meat supply. JBS says it is not aware of any breach in customer information or even some of its supplier information. Right now, it is operating off of its backup system. Reporting live from Butcher.
Okay, Isaiah 24:1. Behold, the Yahweh maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. And it shall be as with the people, so with the priest, as with the servant, so with his master, as with the maid, so with his mistress, her mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, as with the lender, so with the borrower, as with the taker of usury, so with the giver of usury to him. The land shall be utterly empty and utterly spoiled, for Yahweh has spoken this word. The earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world language and fadeth away, the hearted people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. And that's what the heathens have done. The Edomites have done. Okay, they have changed the ordinance, the everlasting covenant. They have transgressed the laws. They have made their own laws. Okay, and that's why all of this is coming upon the earth: the famine, the pestilence, crown 19, and everything else that the Most High is going to send. Therefore had the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. The new wine mourneth, the vine language, all the merry-hearted do sigh. The mirth of the tabrets ceases, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the harp cease. They shall not drink wine with song, strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. The city of confusion, which were in Babylon the Great, aka America, is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. There is crying for wine in the streets, for understanding. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. In the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. When thus it shall be in the midst of the land, among the people there shall be as the shaking of an olive tree, as the gleaning grapes when the vintage is done. Okay, so what this is pointing out is what's happening right now. Okay, even though they're starting to open up, it doesn't matter. The Most High is still sending the famine. He's still sending the crown 19. They just the World Health Organization put out a warning that we can expect another worse pandemic. I mean, why would they say such a thing like that? I don't know. But, but in other words, they must know something we don't know. I know that in India, they have, these people are getting some sort of a fungus along with this COVID, this crown 19, and they're getting a fungus. So you never know, that could come over here, and these people, they're dropping like the Walking Dead. Okay, so I mean, in mass numbers. But I thought I would bring this out. Famine coming to America. Inflation is already here, and famine is approaching. And with that, I say Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. Shalom.